Now if you feel the world's against you, KitaShines can help you. Be the light and be the change and recognize your values. Changing lives and building nations. Cause all of us are great ones. And we just wanna see the light in you. We sing, oh, KitaShines. We sing, KitaShines. You've got the power to rise and to shine like the sun, shining bright like the moon at night until the work is done. KitaShines. KitaShines.
Welcome back to the Shine Spot on the KitaShines channel, and with me is Odane Jacks, right?
Hello.
Yes. I'm gonna start by telling you why he deserves to be on the Shine Spot. Before he says his name, where he's from, you know, someone will look on and say, yeah, where the good looking young man you come from, I want to look at something. Ramsey, I know your boy, I know your boy. Anyway, he deserves to be on the Shine Spot because I taught him, I met him at Shortwood Teachers College, and I recognized that he was a cut above the rest in his diligence, how he operates, and he really, I think he's a perfectionist. He wants to do his best in every single thing, and he's also helpful. He has some good gentleman like qualities. I believe you're gonna make a good husband to whoever your girlfriend is. Yes, and he is one that leads, and I appreciate that about him. So when you see the young man them do good, you have to highlight it, and I believe he's one of them. So tell us who you are, where you're from. You can tell them your age and any other nice things about you.
My name is Odane Jacks. I hail from the parish of Portland. Yes, I am a Portlander, the most beautiful parish in Jamaica.
I'm sure.
I am 24 years old. I went to, well, as my education background, I went to Port Antonio Primary. I then advanced to Teaching High School.
One teach.
Yes, one teach. Well, I started playing football from primary school, but I started taking it serious at high school. I would have played under 14, under 16, and then I played the Costa Cup. But my background basically, I grew up with my mother, my two brothers, and one sister. But my mother really did not have it to send me to school, and as such, I took football very seriously. Upon leaving the Teaching High School, I left with 10 CXCs and 3 capes. I did Unit
Listen.
1 cape. So from there, I would have left high school, played the Costa Cup, and but my mom did not have it to
Stop
send me
right
to,
there,
to
sir. Yes,
college.
stop right there,
Yes.
sir. Cause me I tell him, I know to get a lot, like it's a whole history right there. But before we go to that, are you saying that you are the type of young man who grew up with both parents, or just your siblings carried you through? What was that life like growing up?
Well, I wouldn't say I grew up poor, but I wouldn't say my life was harder than anybody else's life because I mean we're living in Jamaica and majority of us have it hard. Alright, I grew up with my mom. I don't have a biological father. It has been my mom since I knew myself.
Wow.
I don't know what my father looked like. Alright, she has been the one there for me. And I have a sister that helps me a lot as well. Not financially, but emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
And she's always there for me.
Mm-hmm.
And when I left high school, my mom, she could not afford to send me to college. Even though I got accepted to UA, I got accepted to Maritime, and I got accepted to UTech. And I got through for all of them. However, she could not send me to college. And as such, after that, I started to do work at a farm store after I graduated from high school.
Or pause right there. So
Yes.
again, so all right. So you know, mommy, I'm gonna ask you a question, probably a little tricky. How does it feel like not knowing daddy? Have you ever had any regrets? Felt like your life would have been different if you knew daddy? How do you feel? Any anger?
Well, I mean, yes, Sometimes when I look back, I would have wanted to grow up with a father. I have a lot of colleagues. They, when I was in high school, they would have when it's holiday time, summer, Christmas, they would say, "Hey, I'm going to visit my father. I'm going to go to America to visit my father." You know, I felt that way because I didn't have a father to visit at that time. But I think it motivated me. It helped me a lot, and seeing how my mother loved us as a loving and a caring mother, it really it did not fill the entire gap, you know, but
Yeah.
it acted as a percentage of it,
Call out your mother name
and I
and big
appreciate
her
that.
up and big up your sister.
My mother is Miss Yvonne Gray. Everybody know her in Portland as Miss Chin.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, right across from where Miss Ramsey used to live. And my sister is Sasha Brown, and she's a wonderful
So it's
lady.
just the three of you?
And my little brother,
Yeah.
Romeo Jones, and my bigger brother, Jason Jacks. Big
Okay.
them up.
Big up
They are
them.
my siblings. All right,
Mm-hmm.
they're always motivating me, telling that I am going to be the one to change the family and break all the generational curses, and I'm working for them.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So I am happy that you're already sharing that life never easy for you.
Not at all.
Not at all. No daddy there, but mommy pushed through, and I'm sure you'd have had some outside support too. But I wanna say big up to your mother, big up to your mother, your sister, and everyone else who took the time to help him because he's gonna leave a legacy. Like this is a part of his legacy. Years to come, persons will watch it. Your children, your wife, them people are gonna watch it and know. Even your students. We soon talk about that part. You have anything you want to share before I ask you another question?
Well, not really, but in terms of outside help, I got a lot of outside help.
Oh.
I believe that God, once you believe in God, every aspect of your life that or every area that you transition to in life, once you believe in God, He will put somebody there to help you. Because a lot of times I don't know where I'm going to go or where I'm going to find the money from to do this, but there's always somebody that is there at that particular aspect of my life that would have helped me to go to further heights in my life, and I'm
Wow.
appreciative of that.
Whoa, yes, God. Are you a church man? Were you ever in the church? What was
Well,
that like?
my mother, she grew me up in church. She grew me up in the Seventh Adventist
Oh.
church. She teach Sabbath school there, and as such, she taught me Bible lessons and all of that. But since I left her house to go to college,
Yeah.
I can admit that I haven't been to church frequently. But I've been
Whoa,
one or
you're
two
well at.
times when I am not that busy. But
Okay.
I still remember to pray and to
Okay.
give God thanks.
Good, 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 good. All
Yes.
right. I want to go with you now from teach field leaving. So is it that you wanted to be a teacher because he's a teacher now, or it was just the most affordable?
No. All right. So first of all, teaching had never been in my mind. Not even in the furthest brain cell in my brain. I have never dreamed to become a teacher. The thing is, after I left Teach Field, I was there working for almost 8 months, going to a year at the farm store. The owner of that farm store is Miss Goodall, such a lovely lady, a businesswoman in Portland, and I would have been the inventory person in the store. I check the stocks after the day has finished. I would have helped customers, the customer service, anything she needed because I left high school and I wanted to help my mom any way possible, and didn't have any money to go to college, and I think it would have been really burdensome for me as as a as a son to go to my mother and ask her for the money that she really did not have. So I did not really ask her for it. So I just started working, saving all I could. I saved about $80,000 while I was working there.
Wow.
And I got like $7,000 a week.
Mm.
So I would just buy bread for my mother at the end of the week, and I would save the rest for college because I decided I had to go to college. Now at the end of the 8 months, the lady that hired me, Miss Goodall, she asked me if I had any plans to go to college, and I said yes. I got accepted at 3 universities, but I am not able to pay the tuition to go there. And she said, "What's the tuition like?" And I went on the internet and I showed her the tuition for 3 colleges. And she said, "Which one you want to go to attend?" And I said, "Well, I studied business in high school, so evidently I would have wanted to go to UTech, but my mother cannot afford it." And as such, she called my mother and she talked about the situation, and she was willing to assist into which one I wanted to go to, and I decided that I'm going to go to UTech, which I've already got accepted for. Now I made a call to UTech, and they said that it was about the December, and I could have applied in January to go to UTech, but upon in that process of getting and applying to go back to UTech, because I had made my application the September before, so they were telling me that to start it in January. So in that time space, I met my high school coach, Mr. Hilton. Big up Mr. Hilton, even though we are friends.
Nice.
He said that if I'm not in college, and I said no, I'm working at a farm store, and he said, well, I have an opportunity for you to go to Shortwood. And I said, well, sir, you take one going and me not go Shortwood. I don't have anything against Shortwood.
Yes.
But that's what I told him plain.
Yeah.
And he said it's a scholarship and it's a full scholarship. So do you want it or what? But you have to make the team first before you can get the scholarship. And I told it to my mom when I reached home, and she said, well, even though Miss Goodall is helping you and you want to go to UTech, it's a full scholarship to go to Shortwood. So why not take that one and use it as a stepping stone in your career? And I said, well, mommy, I don't like to teach, and this will not be good for me, and I just didn't want to do it. And then I went to work the other day, and I took a week to think about it. And then I told Miss Goodall about it, that's my manager, and she said, well, at the end of the day, Odane, do what you want to do and do what makes you happy. And then I decided that I'm going to take the opportunity to go to Shortwood Teachers College. But I did go there for a week on the football camp. And at the end of the week, the recruiter at the time, which was Mr. Webb, he told me that I would have gotten the full scholarship to attend the Shortwood Teachers College because I had made the team. However, I had to maintain a 3.0 GPA every year in order to maintain that scholarship.
All right, we're hearing and we're following nicely. You see why I'm really deserve to be on the shine spot? Him is a star. Him is a star. All right, so now you are at Shortwood. Tell us what your 4 years were like. Did you manage to maintain the GPA? Uh, what are some of the areas you led in? I know you led in some areas, so share with us.
Well, while I was at Shortwood, I can say that Shortwood made me into the man I am today.
Big up Shortwood, big up my college.
Yes, they instill a lot of discipline in me. I was upon leaving high school, I can tell you, I am a noble young man now, but before I was unruly, very unruly. I didn't like to follow rules. I didn't like to listen to authority. I like to have my own way. But when I went to Shortwood, they had so many rules, and I thought that they were foolish rules.
Yes.
Simple rules like not walking on the grass.
Yes.
Like, why would you not want somebody to
And
walk
what
on
time
the
you
grass?
have to come home?
What time you're supposed to go to devotion every Thursday morning when I should be sleeping? So I learned to follow rules and why rules are important. I learned a lot of values. I learned how to be a leader. I used to be the leader of my high school team, not the captain, but I used to be one of the leaders in the team because persons listened to me. But upon going to Shortwood, I became a leader because in terms of group work, I wanted to maintain the scholarship because I didn't want my mother to pay any money for me to attend college. So I decided to be the leader in most of my group works, and as such, I took that initiative. And I like to assign rules to members in the group. I like group work to be done properly. And even outside of school, I motivate my friends. I help them with their work as well. Because at one point in time when I was teaching, I used to get help. So, you know, I help who I can. I help who is in my circle. There's this young man by the name of Dylan. He came from Portland with me as well. And we have been like two peas in a pod since first year to my final year.
I taught him.
Yes, I helped him a lot. And I played intercall for Shortwood. I was a part of the Seventh-day Adventist fraternity. I was also the president of the UNIA Club, the Universal Negro Improvement Association, which I learned a lot about Marcus Garvey. I met Stephen Golan, the president of it in Jamaica. And, you know, I tried to put myself into different groups. I also coached part-time at Campion College, football to under 16 and under 14 as a means of getting some financial assistance because I can tell anybody this, since I started college up until my fourth year, my mother had not my mother did not have to give me any money at
Wow.
all. And
Wow.
persons always ask me, how do you survive at college? And it was really rough. Like sometimes we had to drink bag soup, cup
Yeah.
noodle, but other times we had KFC because we had
Yeah.
money. And even my first year at college, I borrowed 200,000
You borrow
from
200,000 there?
yes, I borrowed 200,000 from my sister, and I went to work and travel,
Yo.
and I paid her back, and I
Mm-hmm.
came back and I bought my first
I want to
car.
hear about work and travel experience, but let us pause right there. Um, what did you study at Shortwood? Was it your preferred choice?
No. All right. So when I started Chartered, I went to the administrative office and I told them I wanted to do PE,
Mm.
and they said, where did you apply? PE is not on our program.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, what else do you offer? And they said we have early childhood history and social studies, mathematics, or the science. And I said, well, I don't want to do that. I want to do PE or business.
Yes.
And they said, well, is either you're going to take the scholarship or you're going to leave.
Mm-hmm.
And going back to Portland was not an option.
Mm-hmm.
So I did history and social studies in high school as an option. So I
Mm.
took the initiative and I did that
Hmm.
for at Chartwood. In first year, it was kind of challenging because I wasn't really used to writing essays,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of presentations and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But in my second semester of first year, I started to take school very seriously because I realized I was getting a lot of B's and I did not like B's. If
Mm-hmm.
you're getting a lot of B's, that means your GPA would
Good. Yes.
fluctuate between 2.9, 3
Yes.
thereabouts. I didn't want it to be there. So I started to take it very seriously where the least grade I would have got was A or
Mm-hmm.
A minus.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I didn't want it in any B.
Okay. So
Yes.
you eventually started to enjoy doing history and social studies. Did you enjoy being a part of the department? Were you a leader in the department at all or so?
Well, yes. I was a leader in the GHS department, Geography, History, and Social Studies department at Chartered. Anything my lecturers wanted, they could ask me to do it. Any little seminar they wanted somebody to speak, I would be available. I took
Mm-hmm.
the initiative of contacting my lecturers when class was not going on. I wanted to find out what was happening. I informed my classmates as to what they're supposed to do if if there was no class going on. I would have downloaded the course outline and assignments and send it to them. I made WhatsApp groups to ensure that we're all,
On the same
on the
page.
same level,
Mm-hmm.
and we help each other.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we have disagreements
Yeah.
in coursework. That's normal. We're normal
Right.
people. But at the end of the day, we're all there for the degree.
Yes, all right.
Yes.
So now let us talk work and travel. I want to know, one, would you encourage university or college students to go on it, and what was the experience like for you?
Well, work and travel, I can honestly say that before I even say anything, I saw a post on Instagram the other day with a young man that graduated from the University of the West Indies, and his caption was, I only went to university for work and travel. And I started to laugh, but then I realized that work and travel would have helped me so
Mm-hmm.
much in my journey in college.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I borrowed the 200,000 from my sister, when I went to America, I actually made like $1.5 million,
Wow.
and I was able to pay her back. I
Mm-hmm.
was able to buy a second-hand car, and I
Wow.
was also able to have a money in my account
Yeah.
that could have sustained me until I was able to go
Go
back
back.
in my second year of college.
Mm-hmm.
So I can tell anybody right now that work and travel is a good thing to do. There's some good agencies like Steep, like Snow Work and Travel. They would have assisted me in going overseas. And one thing though I can tell you, it's not really easy to go to America and make a lot of money because you have to be working, working. Sometimes you don't know which day is Sunday from which day is Monday.
Yes.
And
And
some
so why
persons
you tell
some
Mishka because I
persons
want to go on the program to Jacks,
some
but
some persons
wow.
ask me how I made so much. Some of them said they went and they made like $2,000 and I was able to make like 15,000. So they were asking me what did I do,
Mm-hmm.
and I said, well, I did 3 jobs and I actually slept like 2 hours for the day. And they were like, they're not going to do that. I'm saying that you're not going to make the amount of money that I make then if you're not able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that when I come back home, my mother doesn't have any money to help me.
Mm-hmm.
So
And you will be relaxing when you
yes.
come back.
So I took the initiative to work,
Mm-hmm.
and when I came home, I could relax.
Wow.
And I didn't have any tuition to pay because I would have maintained my GPA.
Yes.
So I've been able to give my mother a little money to, help with any situation because she owns a shop in Portland. So I try to help her to stock out her shop and stuff like that. So work and travel is really played an integral part in my financial assistance while going to college.
I saw you put on your status. That's the thing. Somebody appeared on like they gave you back some money. I don't remember how it go.
Oh yes. So when I was at college, applied for my scholarship would have covered tuition and covered boarding, but it did not cover miscellaneous fees. Miscellaneous fees is like $40,000.
Right.
It's not a lot, but what I did, I applied for PATH. If you're on PATH, then PATH gives you $100,000.
So you get scholarship on PATH?
Yes.
What you said to me?
So PATH gives you $100,000 if your GPA is over 2.5.
Oh, Mishka can't get that.
Yes. So I applied for PATH every year, and what that did was pay my miscellaneous fees, which was $40,000. So every year I had the $14,000 paid, then I have some money laid left over.
Yes.
And as such, when I was leaving college, it went to about $240,000. They're about 250. So when I was leaving, they said I couldn't get the money because it's part program money, it's a government money, so it should stay there. So I said, can I give it to somebody who needs the assistance just like I when I was coming to college? And they said, well, yes, they can give it to somebody. So what I did was to ask the secretary, Miss the name again, the secretary of short, I don't remember her name. She's such a lovely lady.
The brown one?
No, not the brown one, not the Bursa. Miss Collins, yes.
Oh, Miss Collins, yeah, she's nice with you.
I asked Miss Collins give that money to a student who is in need of it, and she said she was going to do so. So I was really happy for that.
Whoa. I saw that and I felt good about it because you were able to help another person. You got some help, and now here is an opportunity for you to help someone. So well done so far. All right, now transitioning, moving. You still didn't tell me what you wanted to be exactly when you were growing up. Business person, entrepreneur. Tell me that part.
Well, growing up, to be honest, when I was going to primary school, I wanted to be a pilot.
Oh.
When you're young, you want to be at some professions, and I wanted to be a pilot at one time. I wanted to be a businessman at another time, and then as you grow, it actually change based on your circumstances and what you can achieve in the near future. So it kind of change based on the kind of level or when I leveled it up and places I wanted to be at a particular time. So it was kind of dynamic or while I was growing up. But teaching was not a part of it until I started to go to Shortwood. So
you're 24 now.
Yes.
Do you think that you will remain a teacher until you retire or until you die?
Well, if I have to be honest, no, I don't think so.
Okay.
But I think I am going to be doing teaching for 5 years.
Okay.
Yes, I'm going to be teaching for 5 years.
What would you transition to?
I'm not sure as yet, but I'm actually planning to do my master's starting January.
Yeah, good.
I'm starting to do my master's January, so I'm not sure if I'm not going to do it in education, I'm going to do it in something related to business.
Yes.
But I'm still, even last night I was on the internet searching up some different things I can do my master's degree in. But I'm definitely going to do it.
Good.
Yes.
Good. That's good. So even if you transition, I remember when I started teaching, I said I was gonna do there for 5 years, but anyway, it never worked out. life entail. I believe that whatever you want, eventually you can go after it and you can get it. Where are you teaching now, and how has teaching been thus far?
Well, I'm proud to say I'm at the St. George's College, high school, 1 North Street. How I got there is another story in itself.
Yes.
I would have did my teaching practice at Jamaica College. I
swear that's where you're gonna teach.
And they wanted me to come back there, but I made the decision to go to St. George's College mainly because of the distance. The principal of St. George's at JC, he was very angry at me, not because I didn't come back there, but that's another story.
Yes, because you did well.
Yes,
You
I did
well.
really well there.
Yes.
Even up to the other day, the HOD there at the history department, she said, "Where are you, Odane? We want you to come back and this and that." But the thing is, because I'm now living in Portmore, I'm now renting a house in Portmore, and Jamaica College would have been further in distance than St. George's College.
Work out the maths.
Yes, that is why I decided to go to St. George's College. I don't regret it. I love the culture there. My students, for the most part, they are the intelligent students. They are respectful and they are disciplined.
Good. Good. I can understand why they would miss it, because you would add value. So they would want you to continue, especially as a young man, you know?
Yes, that's true.
Yes. All right. So you are teaching there. Do you see yourself in the 5 years matriculating in the teaching, like to a senior position, or you want to become a vice principal or a principal? Are you into any of those things?
Well, if the opportunity presents itself, then I would take it with both hands. But really and truly, I just want the best for my students. I tell them every day that I am here, I'm young, but I want to help you. And they respect me. Even my fifth form students, they are never late.
Wow.
They respect me. If I'm 5 minutes late, they call me and say, "Sir, we are here and we are going to head up the board until you get here." You know, so I try to help them. Even on Saturdays, I have SBA class with them, you know, to help them to catch up and where they're lacking, you know, and I try to help my students from first to fifth form. I'm very dedicated to them. I remember going to school, I didn't really like some subjects, you know, and I tried to do my best in those subjects that I did not like so that I could excel. So I tell them this when I'm teaching, that, you know, try to be the best that you can be, you know. Life is not always easy, you know, but there's always hope and there's always something that you can do to better yourself. And I'm always motivating them.
Good.
In and outside of the classroom. Right now, if I see one of my students outside of class and they see me, they always start to run. And I ask them why I'm running, because, "Sorry, you tell me so, we don't for the outside."
Yes.
You know? And they respect me like that, and I appreciate that.
That's good. I'm gonna flip the script a little. Wanna talk a little about just you as a young man, music. What do you do for fun? Are you in a relationship? What would you think your future is like in terms of the family? So let us start with the climate of Jamaica for young people. Are you concerned? Do you think you as a young man can do anything to help to influence it positively?
Well, that's a lot of questions. Yes, I am in a relationship right now. As it relates to nation building and giving back to Jamaica, I am doing that as it relates to teaching. I am trying to change one child at a time. If it's even one child you can change per year, you can. All right. As it relates to the climate of Jamaica, yes, we know that Jamaica is sometimes corrupt, but there are things that are good about the country, you know. And we as an individual, if we decide to change one person at a time, then we can have a better Jamaica. As it relates to my interests, I'm a football lover. Anywhere football is, that is where I am. Anywhere I am, I love the football culture there. At St. George is my principal. I can tell you I've never missed a Manning Cup game. I'm always there supporting them until they dropped out in the semi-finals. And even when they dropped out, I am still supporting football.
Yeah, so you were carrying JC in this case.
Well, I was actually carrying St. George's College, but I still
No, I mean when they went to the finals.
Yes, yes, I was carrying Jamaica College. Yeah. But I support St. George's because I'm now there, of course.
Right.
I like, well, no, I realized that I like to read more. I started to read books, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I started to listen to a lot of YouTube videos about black inspirational men, Malcolm X. I started to listen to Martin Luther King Jr. I listen to a lot of motivational speech, because sometimes, you know, life can get you really down. You know, you need that motivation, and you're a big man now, so you can't really go to mommy and say, "Mommy, you know, so that happen." You know, you're a man now, so you need to take control. So yeah, I like to discipline myself if I am supposed to wake up that specific time, I wake up that time and I do what I'm supposed to do. Because you're not always going to want to do it, but it has to be done at that time.
That's good. That's good. That's like very good. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna piggyback a little on. I saw something on Instagram that was saying that the demise of Jamaican youths is because of the music that we have now.
Yes.
Do you agree with that? And just give us an explanation on your stance.
Well, the music in Jamaica has always been on controversial issues, and I think that, all right, my perspective on music is that, because I don't if you look at my playlist right now, you're not going to see gospel.
Right.
You're going to see like Chronic Law, you're going to see Vibes Cartel and those artists.
Yeah, them are your artists.
Those are the artists I listen to.
Yes.
Even sometimes my phone ring in class, I forgot to put it on silent.
Right.
It's a popcorn. I say, sir, this is the music I listen to. And I said, yes, this is kind of the music I listen to. But the thing is, sometimes if you're not conscious of what you're listening to, it can consume you. What I mean by that is that when you listen to the music over and over, it inspires you. And I listen to music that speaks about struggle because I mean, I am one that came from poverty. I'm not rich now, but I'm better than where I started. And I like to listen to artists that speaks about that. And big up Chronic Law, he helped me, motivate me and speak to that. Now there's a message in some of the songs that young people listen to. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. And if you're not mentally strong, then it can cause you, to be consumed by that music and want to do the things that you're talking about. But once you are of a good, your cognitive domain understands what the artist is saying, and you know that you're not going to do that and you're just listening to the music for motivation, then it's not going to cause a ripple effect on you. But if not, like some persons, they are weak mentally and they're just listening to the song, then it's going to cause an effect of them. And if it does, it can impact Jamaica negatively because, right now, if I tell my students, a lot of times we're talking about economic activities in Jamaica. And one of the things that my students like to mention is scamming. And when they mention the scamming, and I can encourage teachers to do it, do not tell them to shut up or to to not to mention that point, because scamming is what the young people look for today as an economic activity, because they're going to say that, sorry, it makes sense to go to college for 4 years when you can become a scammer and you can buy this in that time frame instead of going to school and accomplishing. It's taking too long. They want it right now. So what are the things you can motivate them to tell them it's not a life worth living that should be encouraged. And a lot of times it is what it is in the media, and everybody is comparing themselves nowadays. Everybody wants to be on top, and you actually have to be firm on your foot to tell them that, listen, this is not the right way to live. You're supposed to live a life meaningful, and this may be meaningful to them, but you have to encourage them that, listen, this is not this is not moral, and you're actually hurting people, you're actually taking away from people, and nothing you do in this world that is bad, trust me, it's gonna come around and harm you back. Even it's not you, it's gonna be your family or your friends or your children, and you don't want that lifestyle to be a part of your family. So I encourage them, be somebody that is moral, be somebody that loves human beings. Do not try to hurt them. Do not be of that lifestyle. And as such, I encourage them.
I like that. So you say an open discussion with the young people. All right, we're about to wrap. But before we wrap, I want you to encourage some young men. Some young men who feel like there is no way out. If you were able to do it, of course, there are different methods. What would you say to a young man who finished high school and just can't make it out?
Well, what I would tell any young man today that is struggling, whether financially, emotionally, spiritually, any way that you're suffering, there's always a way out. Anytime a lot of times, I would sit to myself and I would cry. I would say, like, why is it that it's me? I did everything I humanly can. Why am I not getting a way out? And just as how I would have said that to myself, like the next day or the next week, something comes up, and things work out for the best. So sometimes, and do not limit yourself to say that because this did not work out, something else is not going to be better in store. There's always better in store. When one door closes, there's always another door. So I'm always encouraging young people. I am young. Encourage my students, be as proactive as you can. Always continue to work. Always continue to believe in yourself. There's always, if it's not your mother, you're not your father, there's always somebody there to help you on the way. I can proudly say that I've received so many help from strangers over the years, and I know that God is the person that put those persons in my life to help me at every stage.
Wow.
And what message I will leave to them. I have a personal inspirational quote that I made in not I made I saw on the internet in college, and I put it on my vision board, and it has been a part of me from ever since. I put it on all my school registers, I put it on my phone, I put it in my laptop. It's a quote by Robert Frost that says, "Two roads diverge in a wood, and I chose the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference." So what this means to me as a person, it means that do not watch the road that is traveled by everybody else. Make your own road in life. Try to find ways. Be the example, be the leader that somebody wants to follow. Don't choose the route that everybody is walking. Choose the route that you are making for yourself, and you will see the difference that you will make for yourself, for your family, and for Jamaica.
Wow.
So that is the inspiration I would leave to any young people today.
Wow, exceptional. I can imagine some of you saying, yeah, man, wow. Thank you very much, Odane, for coming here and sharing. And I am sure that you would have been motivating in your own space. But this too will help to motivate some persons who don't even know you, and they can send it to them son, they can send it to them daughter. They can look back and say, if you can, then others can. So,
which is right.
Again, thank you very much.
You're most welcome, and thank you for accommodating me. I'm pleased to be here.
Yes, thank you. Jacks, you know what I appreciate most about you being here right now? People not gonna know. Like literally, I know that your side is playing and you still come for the interview. Tell us about your side. Who is your club side and who is your World Cup side? Talk to us.
All right, so my club team is Manchester United. In EPL. In La Liga, it's Barcelona. In the World Cup, it's Argentina. Vamos Argentina. And,
so why you choose Argentina though and not Brazil?
Well, Argentina has been my club since my country since I was small, because I love Messi, and I love the members on the Argentina team. The Paul, Otamendi, Dybala. I like all the members of Argentina team.
I don't even know one except Messi, because Messi are the goat. All right, so we're gonna take in local juggling, local something now. Play a local ball game. Yeah. All right. Come with me.
All right, follow it. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe to KitaShine YouTube channel.